Ahwefo yegusune nam Nogokpo ene Archbishop Agyinasare same Nufialagan our spokesperson of Nogokpo essentially the some key information about to out concerning issue with Archbishop Agyinasare. Yenebe kaya Archbishop Agyinasare while delivering a sermon a few months ago discloses said Nogokpo is the demonic headquarters of the Volta region. Now, after say video no echo viral, he was demanded to give an apology, which of course the same place or the mass sermon the same place and Ujina clarify say and yes sir no person na he was taken out of context. So Nogokpo for say he needs to come to the Ashrine for a one-on-one talk. Now finally chese omoma 14 days ultimatum betwe mu chese we are even in the third month no enema Archbishop Agyinasare during a recent sermon betwe mu say Nogokpo for ema no chese 14 days now so nyame ama the 60 days and still counting. Now, this recent interview, Nufialagan, a spokesperson of Nogokpo, Abaman Ochemu say before Nogokpo will organize that press conference on Mama Archbishop Agyinasare 14 days, some people believed to be from the camp of Archbishop Agyinasare tried to bribe the Adufia, chief of Nogokpo. One thing you see, even after the sermon, these people so stayed in the community and they tried to also bribe a few things and no anything na Nogokpo for intimian pushy issue no further. And ya no kwano kan also did some key information to out while having a conversation with Warfire. Mummy unko video no in full. Yeba to so.
Or within the 14 days, did he came? Did he send a delegation? Is something of such happened?
Well, let me say this way. After the 14 days, or let's say within the 14 days, we received several calls from different angles. And some want to come and intervene. Some also we did ask if they are coming to do that on their own. There are a lot of people call on his behalf though, and what some of them were seeking for us to do is to do it quietly in the secret, to resolve this issue quietly in the secret, like in the secret way. And for some of us, we were against it. Because because this is something that has got into the public domain. And after everything, we need to account to the public to know everything. There's no need for us to do anything in secrecy. Then come out to tell our people that this is what we did. You understand? It is not the best. So some of us stood against that and said, no, if he really want to come, let's do it transparently. Let's allow the media, let's allow everybody to listen, to come. And some of them with their pride, would not want to have it that way. So it was back and forth. So during that period, that is when we had a comment that the paramount chief of the Suma traditional area has come out to say that he has disassociated himself from the press conference that took place. Well, some of us heard it, but we decided not to, me in particular, decided not to give that statement an attention. So, because immediately you give that statement an attention, it's going to defeat the purpose of what we are trying to achieve. So when anytime I grant interview and they wanted to refer to that, I find a nice way as a communicator to just play around it and let it be. Now, so that is it. So it has been back and forth. Some prominent chiefs also call that they want to intervene. I wouldn't like to call names for now. That prominent paramount chiefs also called within the Volta, within our Volta region, also called, wanted to intervene. And the same criteria we use for others, we put before them. Is Agyinasare the one sending you, or you want to do it on your own behalf or on his behalf? We want to know. You know, and that is where some people some of them couldn't move forward. You understand? Some of them couldn't move forward because we want to deal with the right people. We don't want anyone to just come and say, oh, I want to come and mediate between us. First of all, we are not at war. He made a wrong statement about we, the people in the Volta region, and then said our headquarters, demonic headquarters, is in Nogokpo. And that is what we want him to come and clarify. Now, so that is how it went. So on the back and forth, yes, during that period, we received a letter from the, I think, Volta Regional Chapter of the Peace Council. Which I saw, our Dufia also saw, and responded accordingly to the Peace Council. Yes, what they were demanding for us, the kind of information that they want, we gave it to them. Okay, and since then, we did not hear from the Peace Council again. They just went back to sleep like the way they normally do. Yes. So for me, honestly, it baffles me because we are not at war. So why would Peace Council comes in?
While there is, a war, or let me say, conflict going on in other regions
and other places.
Yeah, Boko and those areas.
But we in Nogokpo have never taken a machete or a gun or anything, or we not even went to block or roads or anything, or stop Agyinasare church members from going to church. So
even
what
though he has a church in Nogokpo?
Yes. And every Sunday they were having their service. So what is the role of the Peace Council here? We are not killing each other. We are not beating each other. You understand? So, but then let's leave that issue there. Then I think when the day 14 days was over, we decided to give another 7 days grace period to see what will happen. You know, nothing, no show. So we then decided that, okay, at this point, we are not ready to meet anybody yet. Because even we are Africans. We are not Europeans first. And we were all brought up to respect our elders. And within the African culture and tradition, when you offend someone, this is how we were brought up, or this is how I am brought up. When you offend a community or an elders or elder, you wake up early in the morning and you go to the elder, the person, and then ask for forgiveness. That is how we were brought up. But with him, even with the so-called apology that was rendered and people were holding that as an apology, he went onto his pulpit. And he made that comment. He is an African first, before he became a Christian. And so-called Archbishop, he was an African first. So you see where Christianity have taken the moral fiber or the morality of African tradition out of the system. Because the colonial Christian missionaries that came to Africa came with the intention to destroy our spirituality, to destroy our tradition, our system, to destroy Africa. And they targeted, first when they came, they targeted the elders, the elderly, the old folks. And they realized that they couldn't tame or change the old folks. So if you read King Leopold's letter that he gave to the colonial Christian missionaries to Africa, it is clear. He told them to target the young ones. So they targeted the young ones and caused the young ones to stand against the elders. So the intention, the plan of Christianity as Europeans brought us was to break us down, to make us nobody, to make us look down upon ourselves. You understand? That is why you see all these archbishops and pastors, all your reverends, you see them every time they are in a coat and suit. Because the man who brought them that religion, that is the dress code. You have to dress like them to be called archbishop. You have to dress like them to be called bishop. You have to look like them every time. Put how do you call it? Around your neck to look like them. So that is have been the game plan. So gradually they end up destroying the African system. Okay, so that is what he was supposed to do. Nobody was asking him to come to the temple.
No, because the case hasn't gotten to.
No, and moreover, within our 14 days ultimatum, we said, we never said Agyinasare would die.
We will come there.
Within the 14 days ultimatum. So when I start hearing those things, I was like, hold on. I thought this man is an educated person. And he uses English language in his church. And somebody who goes and dine with Americans and could not understand simple English. Let me tell this. Before the press conference, the Dufia was invited to a meeting.
The Dufia of Nogokpo?
Yes, was invited to a meeting.
Okay.
Now, as who facilitated this meeting?
Okay.
It was the man or the former assemblyman who died.
Okay.
Facilitated the meeting. And when they were going, I was supposed to be part of that meeting, but I was engaged in somewhere in Accra.
Okay.
And that is where the V8s were in town. About 3 V8s.
Okay, in Nogokpo.
Between Akozome and Nogokpo enclave.
Okay.
And I told the Dufia that when they go to any meeting and they give them envelope like a transport, they should use it for fuel. They shouldn't take it.
Okay.
Because something was telling me within that, no, it could be a setup.
Yeah.
And then they could have used that as, because cameras were set there.
Wow.
Yes, if he had collected that brown envelope as transport, he could have committed himself. And they would have put that thing on social media to prevent us from doing the press conference. But you see, we are smarter than them.
Okay, so all you're saying is before the press conference?
This one is before the press conference.
Okay.
And after the press conference, the same thing also happened.
So did he went to the meeting?
Yes, he went to the Dufia, went to the meeting.
Okay.
And hold and behold, when he was leaving, actually they wanted to see him because they knew we were coming to do the press conference. So they wanted to see if they could buy him. That was the agenda. But as they couldn't buy the Dufia, you understand, they were thinking they could have trapped him with that money envelope.
Okay. As a form of transportation.
Yes, as a form of transportation token, but immediately you take and camera captures it.
Yeah.
It will be difficult to defend yourself that, it wasn't meant for bribe.
You go explain that.
You will explain that. Meanwhile, video is on social media.
Exactly.
So that couldn't materialize for them. Well, they moved and they went somewhere else. Well, we all know after that period again, comments started coming in. Where come again?
When you say they moved to somewhere else, meaning?
Well, they were moving between Agbozome and Kliko. They wanted to achieve something. So after that,
they were seeing
people,
stakeholders
who matters to see if what can be done. So some of us, as I rightly said, we were not surprised that coming from the paramount chief that he has disassociated himself from the press conference. Now, I would like to say this on authority, that when the issue of Agyinasare broke, the Fiato of Nogokpo, Togbi Agbojalu, called the paramount chief.
Who are we talking about here? The paramount chief, the chief
the chief, the paramount, the Suma traditional area, the paramount chief.
Okay. Who is in Agbozume, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The Fiato of Nogokpo, that is the stool or the throne father for the Dufia of Nogokpo, called him that this is what is happening. And his reply was that nobody has come to him officially.
Okay.
So the following day, the Dufia went to the paramount chief to inform him that officially that this is what they are coming to do, the press conference. And my brother, the question that was put before the Dufia was heartbreaking.
From the paramount chief.
Exactly. My brother, you know me, I'm not scared of issue when I have my fight.
Adolfo, Nogokpo for spokesperson, Nufialaga, and Motinin. Kayeye part 1 of this particular video, YouTube at Vimbas. I know Chemu say Archbishop Agyinasare, Obia, Osro Nogokpo. Or say, Chese, or ye be Mambra Nogokpo, now onim in Crawford from Benin, Togo, any even northern region, they've called to send attacks onto the camp of Archbishop Agyinasare, or no spokesperson of Nogokpo, and a halty almost said they shouldn't do that. What is your take on this particular topic? For Adventure, a comment section, am I Vimba so, and we, Yada CP.
Vimbas TV.